Good evening, folks. Hope everybody's week is off to a good start. Out here at Actually, right now, just going to put some preparations together and make our first trip to Tunguska. You know, I need to get check my stores on worm-related bait. I also need to check my hooks before we go out there. Hey, Canadian, how's it going? And before we go, I also may have I know one of the viewers that's usually in here has been asking something in game. So if they're Arbesh, if you're in here, let me know. I'll show you what I was meaning about the way the float depth works on harp hair and pop-up rigs for telescopic, because it's kind of the opposite of what every other rig type does. Got a few extra night crawlers here. Okay, so Arbesh is in here, so I'm going to go ahead before we travel to Tunguska, and this might be some useful info for other telescopic aspirants. So with telescopic rigs, when you're doing the harp hair or pop-up boilie rig, the depth setting is a little weird on this. So I'll start by throwing just like a regular rig out so we can kind of see where the depth is at this spot. Go kind of shallow here, so let it sink. This is actually a fairly deep area. It might be kind of a pain, but right now I'm at 1.3 meters. You can see that the, bring that in a little bit here, up to like 2 meters-ish, 1.6. Actually, it's probably short. I'm going to do a shallow cast, but just showing this for Arbesh because they just picked up a Falcon rod, so it took me a little bit of trial and error to figure out how the depth setting worked on those as well. So if you look here, you can see like it's very shallow. So the depth in this is the depth from the bottom of your float to the hook. But on the other rig types, so the carp hair and pop-up rig, the depth is actually the opposite. It goes from basically your hook to the top of your float. So I'll show that. Hey, Bames, how's it going? So if we do this again, set this to like 1.6 meters like we had before, you can see that there, and also you also have to account for the length of the leader as well if you're using the leader. That's the same on the regular rigs, but something to find. But see that find a spot deep enough here. I'll go a little bit further out. So this should start sinking. So it's kind of the opposite. If you have on the other rig types, if your line is set too shallow, it just means your float's going to stay above the bottom of the water. With the carp hair and pop-up rigs, if you're set too shallow, then your float will actually sink instead of sitting at the top. And the reason why is that with carp hair rigs, they actually have heavy sinkers on them, so they're kind of meant to pull the float down. Here we go. So now here you can see like it's set more shallow, so the float's actually sinking like that. So it's a little bit counterintuitive that matter. So basically, instead of going down, you actually need to increase your depth, and that's going to increase the gap between your bait and the float and allow the float to go up to the surface. You see, still a little too shallow. We go up to like, we'll just throw it up to like 4 meters just for example. You'll see it, now it's going to stay at the top of the water. You know, it'll actually push it up, so there you can see because it's actually set too deep, it's going to push the float up and out of the water a bit. So I hope that makes sense, Arbesh. It's definitely counterintuitive. It took me a minute to figure that out when I started playing around with those rig types as well. It's like, why does my float keep sinking? What's going on here? So if you run into that, just keep setting the depth a little bit lower, and eventually you'll find the right spot. With that said, I think we are good to go ahead and make the trip over to Tunguska. So let's go ahead and travel out there, and we'll make our first stop at the administrative building, get our map. And I do have a spot that seems to be fairly active right now for some of the whitefish species and the O-mules and whatnot, so we'll try that. It's near the docks at the start. Oh, it's raining. Lovely. We'll be chucking some tea while we're out here. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here? We've got nice little interesting wood cabins that kind of look like American Old West architecture. Kind of neat. We got a grocery store here. Does anybody know what's the pricing here? Is there any shops that are at a bonus or penalty on pricing? Got a tackle shop here, so that's good. How's the bait situation look like in case I need to restock? Yeah, looks pretty good. Love to see it. Nothing there. And are there any specialty shops in this map as well? Let's see, we've got sounds like some dogs growling behind this fence. Interesting. Okay, so this is where you can get mouse lures. Interesting. Tunguska Artel. Okay, so that's okay, that's what you're talking about. The now are those? I think. Okay, so you got mouse and squirrel and some fancy looking. I do like that they have some of these nice looking cranks. That's pretty cool. Got vodka. Haven't found the administration building yet. It's anything? Nope. Have a little bit of tea here. What do we got here? Workshop. Like some stables. Handmade lures. All right, so we got some more special lures here. Okay. So I guess this is another option in conjunction with the one in Quarry if you want to spend gold to get crafted lures. Kind of thing. Machine. We got a hardware shop. Administration buildings. Perfect. Let's go ahead and grab the map. Go. Got the camps up there. We've got. So what's this pond up here? I'm guessing this is where you'll go for like, I don't know, catfish or something. Let's see. All right, we got a cafe here. Got some interesting orders. A couple pellet orders. All right. Where is the fish market? It's where the char are. Hey, gamer, it's been a while. How you been? There. Doing well, thank you. All right, so I guess we'll figure out where the fish market is. Maybe is this the fish market, maybe? Oh, I bet that's it down there on the dock. So this is the boat station. Yeah, fish market. Okay, so the spot that I saw was supposed to be to like the left of the dock, so I guess like right around here-ish. Seems to be fairly deep, so we'll, yeah, no problem, Marbash. Glad I could help out. Go ahead and set these tellies up. We'll got size 1 hook on here. I know worms are supposed to be pretty good, so let's do night crawlers primary with red worms secondary. And I guess we'll start at 3.5 meter. See how that does. And based on the animation, I'm guessing the current's going to flow that direction. So, okay, I guess maybe that was maybe too deep. Let's bring that back to like 3 meter then. If anybody knows any other particularly good telescoping spots for Tunguska, just let me know and I will be happy to go try them out. Looks like 3 meter might still be a little too deep. It's a heck of a current here, so that's going to be interesting. And it's drifting, so I guess it'll work. So let's just I'll bring it down to 2.8 and leave it there, and I'll go ahead and get the other line in the water. Would it be too risky to throw an ultralight setup out here? I guess I could probably check the record tables as well to verify the bait that's good to use. Oh, another 2.8. And the current is crazy here. I guess let's try throw some size 12 is fine. Let's throw a Nightcrawler out with the feeder rod for now, see what that does. Oh, getting a nibble here, I think. Now the fun part of every new map of Telescopic is learning the bite patterns of the species. With this current basically making the floats flat like that, it's going to be interesting. 8896 with mayfly and red worm. Okay, so we're fairly close, so we can let's move over and give that a shot here. I might adjust the depth a little bit more because these are just completely horizontal. All right, 8896. Let's see what that looks like. It's this direction. Yeah. That's what's actually out on the docks. Okay. Looks like this. So at least this is a wider dock than you get at the Seversky. I appreciate the follow there, Barrett. That's Barrett Grosso. Welcome to the channel. All right, so mayfly larva and red worm. Okay, so we'll keep the 2.8 meter depth here, see how that does, and we'll adjust as we go. Oh, this is a size 1 hook. Let me downsize that a little bit here. Go with a mayfly and red worm. Let's get it closer, and go ahead and throw this out with some mayfly larva on it. There we go. Now we wait. Hopefully the rain's not going to affect our odds too much. It'll certainly make us need to drink a lot more tea. Is size 1 hook going to be too big? Got a nibble here. All right, so with this current, I don't know if it's going to have enough strength to pull the float all the way down or not. Okay, there we go. Oh, nope. All right, so learning the bite patterns here. Looks like one of the species here definitely does do the fake out pull. I call it. This one, a little jerky, that's weird. Definitely the trickiest part of float fishing a new map is learning how the fish bite the float and when to set the hook. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the telescopic records here. We've got, yeah, looks like worms are pretty popular. Mayfly for trout, makes sense. We've got sturgeon on the usual stuff. Flies. Okay, so we've got a pretty good assortment, but everything's fairly generic. We don't have any big, any carp species that matter really, so. Worms and fly species mostly. Here we go. Got our first fish of Tunguska. Let's see what we've got. Humpback whitefish. All right, not bad, not bad. 3,000 XP for a little guy. How's the silver value on these fish out here? Is pretty good. Grab some more tea. Push tonight. Got a fish on. Nope. Pulled up too soon again, I think. And tonight, no hot tea. Just got some leftover unsweetened black tea is the tea option. 82, 100, 1.5 meter depth. Canadian says. Okay, so 85, 100. That's going to be like this spot, maybe? 100. There's 85. It's like, I don't know. That side of the ramp, though, I guess we'll try, but it seems like this spot's pretty decent, though. Got a couple fish already. Siberian sardine Cisco, right? Probably a terrible fish species to try to pronounce if you've got a noticeable lisp. So let's keep one of those at the 2.8 depth, and let's try dropping this one to 1.5 meter to see if some of these fish are a bit more shallow species. There's the weeklies already rolling in. I did get another water body and another region record for telescopic at Actuba earlier today when I was just getting a little bit of extra silver in preparation for tonight. It was a trophy gibble carp was the water body record, and I don't remember what I got as the region record. Might have been a grass carp. All right, got some nibbles on line one again. I'll probably have to move that second line a little bit closer. Okay, whatever was nibbling on there seems to have popped off of it. And move this over some so it's a little bit closer. Just seeing some nibbles there. Lost a leader there, Arbash. Yep, those big grass carp. They'll tear some stuff up. But hey, it's nice to at least spot one of those on the telescopic. Hope you catch some good big ones now that you've got one. Let's see. So the spot, it's not doing great. Let's go ahead and try that. You said 82, 100. So let's go investigate that spot as well. So is that area up with the char to the north up here, is it pretty calm or is it pretty rapid and current as well? Looks very deep, which I don't want to be able to do like the shallow spots really with telescopic. But... All right, so 82, 100 is calm. Okay. One day I'll have to check that area out as well. Good luck there, Arbesh. I've gotten a love Bear Lake when it's active on telescope. I definitely recommend if you're there, use potatoes as your bait. That seems to be the most effective. And if you've got sandwich bait already unlocked, potato plus cabbage is very effective. Let's bring this down to 1.5 meter depth. Yeah, that Ladoga spot was amazing for the bite rate to get those float fishing gains. I hope they that spot becomes active again because I will definitely be back there to get those skill points. Yeah. And so far these fish have been fairly small, so let's throw a an ultralight out there and hope for the best. What do we got? We got a size 16 hook. Yeah, we can bump that up. Let's go to like a size 6 just to be safe. Throw some mayfly and some redworm. Set the rat setting. Yeah, you can catch them on potato with bottom as well. Usually, it's not as high of a bite rate, but I've always had pretty good luck either way with both float and bottom fishing there on potato. All right, now we wait. I'm guessing nighttime is fairly slow over here in this spot. Well, we're getting a nibble here. All right, got a fish on, looks like. Yeah, let's learn all the different fish models here. Broad whitefish. Hey, speaking of, float fishing game. Love to see it. Creeping up on that 90% to unlock the bait fishing rig. It's odd that that's the only line that seems to be getting hits right now. Where's everybody else fishing tonight? Looks like Bran is out at the Norwegian Sea. At Arbash at Bear Lake. Okay, so burbot and armor catfish at nighttime. Well, one day I'll have to go for them. Throw some pieces of fish on. I'm sure I could catch them. Boy, that current is just making those. Actually, it's a mixture of the current and the wind right now is 8 meters per second, which is blowing the floats like crazy. They prefer night crawlers here? You know what? Since nothing's biting on these right now, let's play a little around with them. Put some night crawlers on. Set to like 4 meter depth. Man, I wish you could just type in the depth. There we go. Another weekly on that broad whitefish. I kind of find funny that occasionally I've caught gudgeon on pieces of fish. But that piece of fish is bigger than you, gudgeon. What are you doing? That may be too deep. Doesn't say touching bottom, but definitely not drifting with the current. So let's bring it down just a touch. Here we go. Oh, all right, there we go. Because the ultralight, too risky, too risky. Now we know. We had a cheap little size, with a size 12 hook was on there. Go ahead and put this away and bring out the red stick. Okay, size 10, let's throw a size 12 on there. Back to the mayfly with redworm. Go. Got to check the depth on this. 5, nope, let's bring that in. Been a while since we had a line tear. I should have known pulling the old ultralight was risking too much. It will say touching bottom if you set it down. What I have found that you can let it touch the bottom and fish will, especially the bottom feeders like carp, will still go after it. But usually my technique for finding the depth, I'll just throw something out there and I'll just move in increments of about 0.2 meters at a time. And once you get the float to stand straight up, then you're good to go. But it will say touching bottom if you're too deep. Sometimes it will not say it and your float will just be laying on its side. And if that's the case, you know that like you can see this line right here, that's definitely touching the bottom. But if I pull it up, it probably won't say touching bottom. Yeah, so like in this case, it is touching the bottom, but I don't really know what triggers it to say it versus not saying it. But there is something weird about it. But if your float's just laying completely sideways, I have caught fish with it that way, but it gets a little awkward. Let's try a 2.2 meter here. There we go, that looks okay. Yeah, at nighttime it's going to be a little slow, but once the sun starts coming out, should be able to start grabbing some grass carp, and occasionally might get some crucian and gibble as well. All right, so I think we're satisfied on that and things. Since I am using some red worms, I'm gonna go ahead and do some shoveling here. Restock those. Oh, didn't get any that time. So I learned that RF4 with blue tag trophies, I guess you can release them, and that gives you or other players a chance to catch them in the future, and they'll be even bigger, which is a really cool system. I wish they had something similar with just general releasing fish. So like instead of just getting an XP bonus, it'd be neat if releasing fish would kind of like restore the, like touch up the weighted tables that it uses for that spot, so that the spot might last a little bit longer, or the fish might increase in size, something like that. I think that would be a nice little reward for just giving the fish up. Ready for the sun to hop back out here, catch some fish again. What are some, as far as the fish species here, what's especially valuable and what's just kind of garbage fish? Ooh, crucian carp by old Cappy there. Been a lot of trophy crucian and gibble lately. All right, let's see. Well, there's nothing biting. I'm going to look through the records again. Let's see. We got more catfish. Got red worm with mayfly larva, stonefly, mayfly. Okay, so a little bit of everything, it looks like. So it's still not everything. So I've actually got the in the bait harvesting, I've got the 3 points invested in both the scoop and the shovel, and it's still only a chance of getting the items, unfortunately. Leaders, I generally don't use, I mean, with the pop-up and car pair rig, you have to use the feeder leader, but otherwise, I generally don't use leaders on my telescopics. If I'm specifically targeting fish with teeth, like if I want to go after pike or something, I'll throw it on there, but otherwise I won't use them. Just always the most important thing, even more so than even regular rods, always make sure that your line is a lower rating than the max on your rod. So I have the 19.1 kilo. There is actually one other line type that you can get that's a little bit stronger. It's like 20.7. It's the Snake Power line, which I plan on upgrading to down the road. But as long as your line test is lower than your rod, then good to go. All right, here we go. Got another fish. Yeah, it's 20.5. Yeah, it's the power line then. Missed one pulling. We got a pellet there. Yeah, my experience, like, unless you need the leader because you're targeting fish with teeth, it's better to just not have them on there. It gets very, very awkward when you're pulling the float in because you're adding the leader length on there as well. So it's like more line you have to pull up out of the water to get the fish up to the top of the water. It actually ends up making it harder to pull them in. All right, come on, red worm. Here's a few, two of them. Yeah, my tentative plan with my silver is to get my third falcon rod and upgrade the line on my current two telescopics to the power line, and then buy the coffee maker. Then from there, I'm going to just go all in on bait harvesting to try and be able to start getting the good gold bait scoops. There's a broad whitefish. Yeah, it's not a bad plan. The Blade Inferno is basically really it's generally the end game telescopic, unless you're like going trophy hunting. Then there's one of those ones that has the additional free skill points in it, which is better at targeting trophies. But it is like 8,500 silver. So I had considered just saving up and getting that as my third rod. But I really want to get to where I've got 3 telescopics in the water of going after carp and stuff. So I figure I'll just get a third falcon and then I'll start working on upgrading each one from there. Yeah, that's a good point. Once you've got the sea unlocked, like getting that much silver is not as big a deal. Absolutely. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Ooh, that's a decent sized fish right there. Big old broad whitefish, over 3.5 kilos. They kind of got like a little smile to them. I like that. They're a very happy species. Look at that, just smiling away at us. Very positive vibes. I think we missed one on line 3 while we're pulling him in. Still nibbling. Now we're starting to get some stuff in. At least a little grayling. Yeah, East Siberian grayling. Very tiny, but I like the coloration on these guys. Another weekly on that broad white fish. At least we're having some decent luck on our first try here. It took us, finally got to where I was able to start getting some reliable luck at Act 2, but man, that was like a week of just catching nothing every time. Much better luck here at first. Yeah, you gotta love it. I'm going very overpowered on these, but as we saw earlier, putting the ultralight on there, like, you might be okay, but doesn't take much to snap those ultralight lines, that's for sure. Pulled that up too early. Definitely got to figure out the false drops on these fish. I'll swap line 2's bait back to the mayfly and red worms here. Another broad whitefish. Not too shabby. All right, switch this back to mayfly larva. Actually, I'm gonna do trout bite in this area. Might actually try. Go with let's make flies my primary for now. Do I have any? Guess I don't. Oh, I do, but it's too big a hook. Okay. Let's try a horsefly. See if it does anything. One thing I'm loving about having sandwich bait unlocked, when you're trying to just figure out what species are biting on, it lets you try 2 things at a time. So if you really want to get crazy with 3 telescopics out, you can try 6 different baits at a time and see what you get. Is there something on this line? No, it's just acting a little weird. Oh, hydrate time. Alrighty. Cheers. There we go. Another broad whitefish, a little over a kilo there. Another shovel action. Come on, red worms. Oh, just worms. Boy, the sound of the water at this river. Make sure you got an empty bladder. It's got that constant little like light trickle. Might make you have to go to the bathroom after a while. I appreciate that, Canadian. Some nibbles. Line 2 is not doing a whole lot for us right now for some reason. All right, here we go. Like another broad whitefish, maybe? No, that looks like something else, actually. Oh, it is still a broad whitefish. It looks a little grayer than usual. Can I get that in time? Nope. Some nibbles on 2. Must have been another false dropper. Those are the trickiest ones to learn. They have a very specific tell to their float pattern. So you get used to it. You'll prematurely pull it up a lot of times. See some nibbles on 3. Seems that broad whitefish is the main thing we're going to catch here. There's a pellet. Not bad. I tried to target pellet one time at Quarry Lake with my telescopics, and I caught one, but just couldn't find a reliable spot for him. Go. Nice. Trophy crucial. Was that on your telescopic there, Arbesh? So, and if you haven't already done it, that'll knock one of the challenges off for you. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, it gets addictive. Once you start getting some of those bigger fish on telescopic, it's like, it's hard to go back to other fishing types. All right, got another, looks like a broad whitefish coming in. Ooh, over 2 kilo on that one. Hey, Bethany, how's it going? What's up? A nibble here. Nice, congratulations. It's sandwich bait is such a game changer. I was talking about earlier, like it's so great for ooh, over 4 kilo on that one. Look at that happy guy. Yeah, it's like, especially trying new areas out, you can potentially try 6 different baits at once, which sandwich bait, which is incredible for scoping out the fish and seeing what they're biting on. I love it. Like, if anything, I'd say sandwich bait is kind of one of the biggest factors that is making me like telescopic even more than bottom fishing. I'm at 1.5 meters at this spot. So far, it's been mostly the broad whitefish. We got a couple pellet here. Over off the docks, I caught a Siberian Cisco and an Eastern Siberian Grayling as well. No regional records yet. Sure, we'll pop some soon though. 1.5 meters, sorry. This is at 82-100 right here on the, pretty much straight down from the center of town. I also tried something at around 2.2 meters, trying to get some, get some burbot. Didn't have any luck though. All right, so I'm gonna play around with some more bait options. Okay, we got something going after 3 there. It's a weird bite pattern though. Nope, okay. Had to figure that bite pattern out. That was a weird one, like slowly brought it down and then just started snapping. I haven't seen that before. I think there's some nibbles on too. Yeah. Another broad whitefish, I think. That might be a pellet. No, that's a whitefish. Yep. 1 kilo there. I'm going to try some other baits types on here. So we've got a larva and a worm. Let's try swapping the red worm out for a full-grown mayfly. See if that does anything for us. And do a little bit of experimenting. Good luck to Branna. She's got a huge fish out at sea on the line right now. Another broad whitefish, a little tiny one there. See how, once I find a good comfortable bite rate, I'll go ahead and relog to get the happy hour triggered. Speaking of large fish, I mentioned this yesterday as well. Does anybody read the article about that new record alligator gar that was caught in Texas over the weekend? It's huge. This is light. Whoops. Yeah. I'm gonna resituate all these. Got them all jumbled up. Another broad whitefish there. Go. Okay. Ah, missed it. All right, so I'm gonna get these recast since they got all crooked on me. Kind of get in that habit in areas where there's a current and you're looking at the other floats when you're recasting, so kind of slowly making your floats or your rods twisted towards where the floats are. All right, let's see what we get. Get some more scoop action on. Come on, red worms. Hey, we got one. Yeah, a pink would definitely be nice. Let's see what they're what are they biting on right now? Yeah, I don't see. Let's try all regions on telescopic. Pink salmon, pink salmon. Oh, apparently there's never been a pink salmon caught on telescopic. Kind of like an Atlantic salmon situation we saw at Volkov, where there's never been any caught. Makes you wonder if either mechanically they are coded to not go after live bait at all, or just no one's managed to do it. Another weekly there on that broad whitefish picado. There was 4 kilo. All right, so my attempt at changing the bait up on line 1 so far, oh, well, they spoke too soon. Now it's actually getting a nibble. What do we got? What do we got? Pellet maybe? Nope, just another small. Those small ones are like too great where they look like a pellet instead. Got some nibbles on too here. That's a weird bite pattern there. Yeah, I wonder if pink salmon could be caught on something that no one's bothered to try. What is this bite pattern? This is acting about almost like the loach I was fighting in the Actuba, where they just kind of like slowly move the float around and don't really give you a good idea of where you need to set the hook. Ooh, a fish got away, Arbash. Was that on the Falcon? Because it's always hilarious when you have a getaway on a telescopic. I've had it happen when the fish was actually out of the water dangling from my rod or my line and it just fell off. Right, broad fish there. I was on the bottom. That's it's rare to get it on the telescopics, but it's funny when it does. Another scoop here. Start scooping. I'll send you a little bit of algae in a minute here. Some broadfish. Not bad, 1.6 kilo. Good. Yeah, got it in time. Ooh, what do we have here? Muksun, our first Muksun. Wow, that's pretty good XP. I have to resituate these. I got them all clustered together there in panic. Go. Let me send R Bash a little bit of algae action here. Go. Send you a good 75 pieces of algae. Help you out. No problem. There you go. Another whitefish coming in. I'm good, R Bash. Appreciate it though. Some nibble action. Ooh. Ooh, another grayling. All right. A little bit of a marker there at least. I guess this species of grayling is like generally smaller than the grayling you see at Belaya and Quarry. Another whitefish looks like. Something online too. Can I get it in time? Nope. The base XP here is not bad though. If I had like at the 5 kilo capacity ultralights, I imagine you could get pretty quick XP here. But my little 3.2 kilo capacity is a little too risky, as we saw. Another Muksun. Several weeklies on there. Yeah, every now and then you'll get some of those carp out there that just nibble on it for what seems like days. Sometimes I'll get, if they go on for like 2 minutes and don't take the hook, I'll just pull the line to refresh it, let a different fish go after it. Yeah, they do love to nibble sometimes. So we got 26 fish so far. Not doing too bad. Um, 1.7, I don't think it'd be too deep for this spot, but the best way to tell is if your float is laying basically completely on its side, then that means it's grabbing the bottom. As long as they're up with this current, they're always going to have a little bit of an angle to them. But if it's too deep, they'll just be laying completely sideways, and depending on just how deep it is, they may not even drift with the current. But as long as they're sticking upright somewhat, then it's okay. There's a false drop there on that bite. Another false drop. I think of what other baits might be good to try here. Mix things up a little bit. Got a nibble on line one. Oh, it was literally a nibble. Interesting. On three. Another one of the, yeah, I'm still, there's something here that's got a very weird bite pattern that I have not quite figured out yet. We'll get it eventually. It's also possible it could be a species just where the hook is too big, since these are size 1 hooks. I know that was part of my problem with those loaches in Actuba. You can catch them on a size 1 hook, but usually they just kind of pull the float around and it's just too big for them. And I'm seeing some more telly records coming up from out here. Fish there. All right. Yep. All right. What we got? What do we got? Another broad whitefish. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of change up here. Let's try fly with a night crawler. So far, our largest broad whitefish came from the horsefly with redworm combo. It's definitely not ready to set yet. Another false drop, so 2 false drops. This one's ready. A little small broad. So it was 2, maybe that second one wasn't a false drop, maybe it's just 1 false drop and 1 flow drop that needs to set the hook. Another bait shovel in here. Yeah, there's a few redworm. Hey, 32. Congrats to Cappy. I don't know if he's in here with us right now, but it's at 32. Unlock the old Yama River. Whitefish there. And looks like about 50 seconds here, we'll have our hourly ad break to prevent pre-roll ads. We'll keep on fishing through. Actually, I may use the opportunity as soon as the ad break starts just to let me go and do the relog to activate happy hour and then come back to the spot here. Or actually, I may try, this spot's been good, but I might try that spot from the dock again. Since we're getting some different fish species there. Let's see what else we can get from over there, maybe. Got some nibbles on 1 and 2. Too soon on that one. Got this one though. Another white fish there. All right, so the ads are starting up now. Let's go ahead and try to catch this fish. But then let's relog to activate happy hour and try the docks. A little 1 kilo broad white fish. Missed that one entirely. Did. Yep, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the relog here. And fingers crossed for some float fishing skill gains, because I am 1% away now, I believe. Actually, no, I think I'm 2% away from 90%, which will unlock the bait fishing rigs, which I don't know if you can use bait fish with telescopic. If not, then after I get my 3rd Falcon, maybe I'll start looking into getting a match rod. We'll see. I'm just under 2% away. All right, let's see. Really about the same depth, so let's keep them at 1.5 kilo or 1.5 meter. So happy hour activated. All right. Let's see what we can catch over here. Like we got a little bit of time till nightfall. If anybody has any suggestions on what to use for lamprey, I believe that people have been catching trophy lamprey to the right of the docks here as well. Maybe at nighttime we can try to get one of those. For the weeklies on that. Ray. These Siberian lamprey? I can't remember what they're called. Lamprey. But anybody know off the top of their head what they're, let's see, I guess I can go just regular, non-weekly. Pretty quickly that way. There you go, Siberian lamprey. So on algae, they're super tiny, so I guess I need to use like a size 22 or 24 hook. So when night falls, let's try casting a few algae lines out there by the other side of the docks and see if we can't pull in the lamprey. I know even though they're tiny fish, the screenshots I saw, they seem to give an insane amount of XPs. We can pull 1 or 2 of those up, it'll be nice. Something maybe hitting 3 there. Barely. Yeah, to actually be deeper in this area because we're a little bit further out. Let's try going to 2.5 meter. Go. That one's already set. All right, we're going to change the depth anyway. And this one as well. And for the Siberian lamprey, I'm assuming those are going to be more along the bottom. We're going to go drag the bottom of the water more or less, not set shallow. It was a 122 port beagle that Brandon was pulling in. Congrats to Brandon on that nice over 100 kilo port beagle. He's a little too deep still. 2 meter. The other spot was definitely more active than this one, though, that's for sure. We'll stay it out here until the sun sets, and then we'll go try for some lamprey, and then when the sun comes back up, we'll go back to the original spot. More scooping. Couple more red worm. Terrified of how much silver I'm going to have to spend to get bait harvesting up to 90%. You definitely tell that since a lot of people have been watching my streams and my videos and stuff in game, been seeing a lot more people picking up the old telescopic rod there. Nice to see. Plus, it gives me some competition for those weekly records. I think we got a nibble on 2 here. Weird, no, we're another one of those weird bite pattern fish. Is it ready? Nope. Right. Get a couple more months. There won't be any more people left on the Norwegian Sea. They'll all go back to the old bodies of water with their telerods. Making a telescopic army. Who knows, maybe the developers will see an increased interest in telescopic rods when they see the data giving them what people are fishing with, and they'll decide to throw some more support towards tele, give us like some saltwater rods or something. Or some obscenely long rods. It's addicting, Canadian. Gotta be careful. Once you hop on that telly life, there's no going back. Yeah, they need some of those like super long telescopic rods. I've got we got one in real life that's a 24-foot rod. It's, I mean, it's a multi-piece, but It's just absurd. It's like the sun's going to be setting any minute here. All right, let's go and I'm gonna pack these up and start rigging them up for the lamprey. We want to switch to a tiny little hook here. We'll put a 22 on, let's put a 22 all around. Let's use algae and let's throw some peas on there as well. We're getting a nibble on too. Yeah. Oh, missed it again. Man, this spot's got some weird bite habits. Drop this down to a 22 with algae. And now let's try some wheat seeds. And last one. 22 with algae and pearl barley. All right. So that lamprey spot, I believe it's basically right here between the docks and that wood right there. So set rods here. No. Yeah. How deep here? I don't know. I'm going to tinker around with it. It's like 2 meter. Let's go a little bit here because these are going to be more or less bottom feeders. So I want it to be as close to the bottom as I can. That's too deep there. So let's try 2.25. Yep, I think 2.25 is the winner here. I believe these lamprey are supposed to be a very rare species, so don't know this will work out. I can't set the rod here. Okay, well, let's see. Let's just move these back a little bit then. It's kind of one of those, if you catch one, you're in good shape type of fish. But since the nighttime hasn't been overly active anyways, I figure it's worth a shot. And algae is the primary thing they seem to go after, but the others are kind of to see if anything else might go after that size of a hook. Now we wait. Just for good measure. I'll bring the old Cobra out. Let's throw some garlic and mussels in the water for funsies. Makes me feel better about it. Cool, got some more worms. As far as this northern part goes, I'd have to stick to these shallower spots, the telescopic. I don't know if the char come out to the shallow areas or not, but maybe that's something I'll dig around up there off camera at some point, see if it's worth trying to catch anything. Can't tell if that's the current or if there's actually, okay, there's a nibble on 3, okay. Very good opportunity to set. Nope. Okay, it's got something on there, it's tiny, whatever it is. So tiny. Hugin. Oh, that's a decent XP for a tiny little guy there. Interesting little mouth. That's a new species for us caught. It's always nice. Slowly working towards the challenge for telescopic of catching 75 different species or something crazy like that. Yep. Hey, I've almost got it actually. We're at we need 5 more fish species. We'll knock that task out. Still need to catch a trophy dace to get level 3 challenge completed. Yep, got them all set at 2.25. Let's see, I've got the 2 falcons on, these are heavier lines, but it seems pretty lightweight here. I've got size 22 hooks, fixed, for telescopic, I found that slider isn't worth using, so it's pretty much always fixed line. The slider rig is actually primarily for match rods, so you can get super depth on them. With telescopic, because you only have as much line to work with as the length of your rod and 2 feet cast out, you actually can't make good use of the slider rod or rigs on them, unfortunately. I wish it could work where you could just have a whole bunch of extra line on there and be able to get some like 9, 10 meter deep telescopic, but alas, it can't. Yeah. Like we've got another new species, I think. Siberian roach. Much nicer looking than the common roach. Seems like the algae pearl barley is having more luck than the other 2 combos. I'm guessing it's probably the pearl barley that those others have been going after. Go ahead and scoop some algae up here. Or not. 1 bloodworm, terrible. So far, it seems like you might actually be able to get away with using the ultralights at this spot. But until I catch some more fishies to confirm, I'm not going to risk it. See a nibble on line 2 there. Go. The Tugan maybe? Nope. Siberian dace, another new species. Excellent. We're like 2 species now away, I think, from that challenge. Excellent. Come on, Siberian loach. Or lamprey, I mean. So what are the absolute biggest telescopic spot here at this place? We've got a Arctic char, almost 13 kilo. Burbot over 14. East Siberian sturgeon at 30 kilo. Oh boy, a 21 kilo taimen. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to be going after later this week. Go after some taimen out here. I'll just put some arm floaties on and let them drag us down river. So are the taimen something we can catch from the shore, or are they going to be something we have to hop in a boat and go after? They're in the deeper holes. Okay, so it's probably, they're a little out of reach, so I probably have to hop in a boat and try drifting, I guess. And eventually we'll go after the big old sturgeon boys. Now, see, another pro of everyone talking about them adding some North American maps to the game. We have so many nighttime catfish species here that maybe we'll actually finally get some maps that are worth fishing at night. Like every map right now is like, well, if you're not fishing for bream and it's nighttime, too bad, so sad. I'll cast this one out a little bit further because it's got a little bit close to shore here. I mean, sometimes they do Arbash, but weirdly, which is actually true in real life too, carp generally are more of like evening and morning feeders, but everywhere the bite rate at nighttime compared to daytime, it's just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna wait through the night. Yep, I saw a grasshopper on the list there, and it looked like also the cockchafer dudes and the mole larva and whatnot, it looked like. Yeah, we got the cockchafer, pieces of fish, rhinoceros beetle larva. variety of things. See what we can pull out. Everybody always gets scared when Taman get on their spinning rods, so I'm interested to see what it's like hitting one of those on the telescopic. Dung beetle for char at Yama. Well, but see, what the main reason you go to Yama isn't for the fish, it's to get mauled by the bear. Everybody knows this. You're not going to Yama for fish. I'm gonna find that bear. I'm just gonna start throwing my telly rods at it. More worms. Now, see, what they really need to do with that bear at Yama is make it so that if you're pulling a salmon in, sometimes the bear will just run out and yank it off your line. That'd be fun. Have like a blue tag salmon on the line that you've been fighting for 20 minutes. Bear that just comes out and takes it. That'd be a moment when you just turn off Russian Fishing 4 and switch over to Call of the Wild the Hunter and go shoot a bear to vent your frustration. Well, Siberian lamprey, I was hoping to catch one of you. Let's just try, well, we've still got some nighttime left. Let's try doubling out the algae and see if maybe that does anything for us. Absolutely. You go from going after a blue tag salmon, you're going for a blue tag bear. On a related note, it's really a shame that the Call of the Wild developers didn't, instead of making the Angler its own standalone game, it would have been so much cooler if they had just implemented the fishing system into the Hunter. So that way you can be like at the lakeside at a stand, like, okay, well, I've got some hours before deer start showing up at this spot. Let me do some fishing. That's what I was really hoping for on there. It sucks that they're separate games. Who knows? Maybe one day in the coming years, with the rising popularity of fishing and hunting sims, maybe someone will get it right and combine the two in a good way. I need to give Way of the Hunter some more time. I think it's better than Call of the Wild the Hunter, but I just haven't given enough play time to be sure. But maybe the developers of that one, maybe that's what they'll do in the future, is make a sequel that's got fishing and hunting all in one. Also, with RF4, if they do go through with bringing out fly fishing to the game, I really hope that that comes with fly tying as a crafting skill as well. As actually, like, used to do in real life, I used to do a lot of fly fishing, and I would tie my own flies. And if you've never done it before, it's a fun, relaxing thing to spend your time doing. It's a good way to kind of wind down. It takes all of your focus, so it's a good way to kind of just clear your head. And they have a lot of like good beginner kits for it, where you'll get a bunch of different supplies. They'll come with like a video or a DVD or something that sort of shows you the techniques. That's how I started out. Usually it's pretty cheap to get into. I think it's well worth it if you enjoy fishing, and especially fly fishing. Give tying your own flies a try. Maybe one day I'll try to dig out my fly tying stuff, and I can do a chill stream of just relaxing, chatting with viewers, and tying some flies on there. Maybe do some giveaways of the flies or something. That'd be a fun thing to do. Well, as soon as the sun comes up, I'm going to move back over to that spot we were catching all those broad whitefish. This certainly isn't doing the trick. Yeah, I guess those lamprey are like super rare. The screenshot I saw, it was like, I don't even think it was a marker, and it was worth like 100,000 XP. So I guess they're just extremely rare. All right, sun is starting to come up, so let's go ahead and start re-rigging for whitefish spot. Size 1 with mayfly. Actually, let's do the horsefly since it did pretty well. Mayfly with redworm. And let's see, bring that back down to 1.5 meter. Same thing here. Size 1. This one we'll do, let's throw a grasshopper on there and see if maybe a taimen wanders by and gives us the fight of our life. Throw a mayfly on there. See what happens. And last one. Let's do a size 4. Mayfly and redworm standby combo. Right, back to 1.5 meters. And the spot was, what was it, 80, 82 and 100? Yeah, between these two rocks. Right. Here we go. All right, start getting some fish again, hopefully. Keep up some more algae too. So we haven't gotten any float gains during this happy hour. Unfortunate. Those gains just get real stingy after 75%. Is why I'm just waiting for that Ladoga spot to open back up. Once it's active again, all of my happy hours are going to be spent there until I can get my float fishing up. We got our first bite. What do we got? Oh. Okay. It's both of them. Those are some quick biters right there. Which my red stick is a little bit on the short side, so it's not able to get out there quite as far as it probably should be. I'm guessing the trout here are probably in the deeper holes as well. We got some nibbles. Right. Ooh, someone's got a global water body skate record. Ultralight. Very nice. All right, we've got another Siberian sardine Cisco. Say that 5 times fast. I'm not going to try it. Grab the wrong rod. That one too. It seems like the some of the fish here have a very, very quick window for hook setting. Get used to them. I haven't got any bites yet on line 2. That's the one that we set up with the try to get tame in. So I may swap the baits out on that if we don't start getting any action on it. Something halfway decent on here. Looks like ooh, a decent grayling actually. Nice, over a kilo. Bet that'll be a weekly. Got another broad whitefish, it looks like. Yep, a little over a kilo. Yeah, trophy will be nice. The whitefish. Hey, a float game. Right now, I'll take the float gains over getting the trophy personally. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap the bait out that's on the line 2 there because it's getting no action. Let's leave the grasshopper on. Let's throw a nightcrawler on there with it. Oh, that East Siberian grayling was a region record. So there we go. We've got our first region record out here already. You gotta love it. Let's see where it's at in the placement. Go to US, Scopic, East Siberian grayling. Yeah, it's number 4. Still in the placing though. Got some more algae. See a nibble on line 2 there. That's just the current. All right, so we're at 38 fish right now. Let's try to get 2 more fish hit 40 before we do a cash out. Weekly Global Levanadov's char. Haven't seen that one before. There's a lot of weird bobbing going on with that float right now. The cat coming up on the lap here. A whitefish. The other side's got some more hot spots. And then we got to pay for a boat. But hey, we'll definitely check them out. Figure we can stay at Tunguska this week, and then once I see that Sura's got some activity, we can finally make our first trip there. All right, it's fish number 40. What's it gonna be? Another whitefish. But well, we're still on happy hour. Let's go ahead and finish out happy hour, I suppose. Yeah, it seems like, I guess the main draw of Sura River is the wild and silver carp, but it's better to go to Tuba for those, so I guess just no one likes it. We'll find a way to make it work, though. We can make everything work except for Belaya. Tiny little whitefish there. Still nothing on 2, so I guess these baits aren't doing much of anything for us. Let's try the old Ladoga Lake combo. Mayfly and stonefly larva. I missed it. And eventually, we can go after them salmon on Yama with our telescopic action here. I kind of wonder, what is the biggest telescopic record for catfish? Absolute records, all regions. Fish. I figured it'd be bigger than that, but I guess not. Where's that massive sturgeon I saw on here? Which species was it? Might have scrolled past. But yeah, there's a 45 kilo sturgeon of some type on a telescopic, which it had to either be something that was caught like a meter off of the shore or cheating involved, because I don't see how you could pull in something double the capacity of the telescopic rod. A little small whitefish there. But I would think catfish you could probably have an easier time bringing in on telescopic as a larger species, because they don't really fight, they're just dead weight. So I think you could kind of just walk backwards until they came up on shore. There we go, finally getting some nibbles on too. Looks like, is that a pellet? Yeah, it is. All right. More algae here. Hey, River King, how's it going? Hope your week's off to a good start. Working on wrapping up a happy hour out here at Tunguska before I cash out. Been decent at this spot so far. Got a lot of broad whitefish. Tried to get a lamprey during the night, didn't have any luck. Good fish. Another tiny broad fish there. All right, almost 3 kilo on that one. Hopefully those whitefish are good silver, because we're getting a lot of them. I'm getting pretty close to the next, the third falcon rod, about between it and the line, about 800 silver away. And also a reminder to anybody that's needing to re-up on premium or looking to buy some gold coins, I think today is the last day of the 25% off sale, so be sure to grab those if you're looking to do that. $1 kilo. Oh, it's over now. Well, in that case, I hope that you caught it while it was active. I mean, I know I re-upped my premium yesterday. Got 2 weeklies there, one of the whitefish and the pellet we got. A very voracious nibbler there. Another whitefish, I think. Yep, a little over 2 kilo. Cornmeal. I don't know how much cornmeal I have, if any. Got a few, yeah. I can send you a few here. Arbash, give me 1 second. Go. Put you up with 35 of those. No problem, Arbash. Happy to help. Just that one. Bad, too bad. And some more of those false drop biters here. Scoop here. There's a little bit more energy. Okay, I think something's on here. Yeah. Oh, it's really tiny, whatever it is. Oh, an Asian smelt. All right, another new species for us. Take a second here. We missed one on line one there, but you gotta be, what, one species away from hitting the 75 fish type? 70, okay, two more species and we'll knock out that task. It is nice to have a spot like this where you can catch a really wide range of species. Another weekly from one of the whitefish there. Ooh, maybe the heaviest thing we've caught here today. Oh, I know it's on the red stick, so it's a little weaker. Never mind. 2 kilo whitefish. Take a look. Do we have all 5 spots for the US weekly telescopic on those yet? Whitefish. Yeah, we do. Love to see it. Missed it. And we've gotten a regional so far today, so not bad for our first time out here. We're already getting a regional record. Sadly, the US regional records just can't compete with the China records. And a little whitefish there. We got something running on this line. What's that? A little broad whitefish and a float gang. The best thing to see. Another almost kilo there. Pieces of algae. The XP here is decent. I think if you could handle, if you had one of the larger ultralight telescopics, the ones that can handle like 5.6 or whatever it is kilo, you could probably make really good XP here. But outside of that, it definitely doesn't seem to be able to compete with carp for XP. That one. Yeah. Another 1.2 kilo, exactly 3,000 XP. We're almost 10% of the way through level 30. Yeah, Yama should be pretty interested in all those salmon species and stuff. And the bear. It's Small broad whitefish there. Hopefully one day there'll be another good amber spot that's within telescopic range, because that's when you can really make bank with the telescopic rods. You can just reel them in, if you want to call it reeling, bring the fish in faster than you can with the bottom rods. You just get them left and right. Another broad whitefish there. Got a couple nibbles here. Good. A small whitefish. Those fake out droppers there. Let's see. These have gotten all crooked on me again. Let me straighten these out. Got some more algae here to get enough energy. One day we'll figure out how to catch a pink salmon on telescopic, though. Be the first in the world. Hopefully there'll be some broad whitefish cafe orders, because we've got enough. We'd be able to fill them. Another whitefish. No, it's a brown trout or something. Oh, sharp-snouted linnock. Nice. Another new species. One more to go and we'll knock out the 75 species task. Tiny broad whitefish there. That linnock was a telescopic weekly. Another small whitefish. Depending on how much they're worth, some of those like 600-gram whitefish I may chop up into pieces of fish. Not worth much. Start stocking up on my piece of fish stores again. We're about to get a ad break here in about 20 seconds just to avoid pre-roll ads. We'll keep fishing through. I'm gonna make a trip to Oldburg soon and do some grocery shopping. like we've got, I think that's a pellet. Nope. Hey, a float fishing game. Love it. Yeah, those smaller whitefish look so much like a pellet because they don't have the brownish color to them yet. Too late on that one. Another whitefish there, 1.5 kilos. Oh, there goes happy hour. All right. We got about 2 minutes of ad left, so I'll wait till the ads are over for us to do the cash out. We'll get us a few more fish as well. Abroad. Nice trees out here, though. Yeah, hopefully it'll be a few hundred silver. And hopefully we can at least fill one cafe order. That would be nice. Yeah. Another broad. And like another small broad. Gonna rock. Yeah. $64 fish so far. Not bad at all. And we got like 4 float fishing games. A few more days like that, and I'll finally make it to 90%. So the ad break is just about over. Let's see when we're at 64 fish. Let's see if we can get one more, make it an even 65. That's technically an odd because there's an odd number. Fishes. You know. Ooh, okay, okay. Oh ho ho, look at this big boy. What a nice fish to end on. What is this sucker? There we go. We got our taimen. Wasn't expecting it, but and we knocked out the 75 species. What a perfect way to get on the last fish. Awesome. Easy peasy. See, that's the trick with taimen. You don't need to be scared of them if you don't have a reel. Just pull them right on up out of the water. With a big, boy, all these big fish coming now that we're getting ready to drop off. Nibble in there for one more fish. Yep. Ah, pulled it too soon. Oh well, let's go, let's see what we made. First we'll hit the cafe. It was up here somewhere. This building? Yes. All right, Nope. Well, we didn't fill any cafe orders, of course. Never can. Let's go down here. I have no clue. My first time selling you, so I have no idea what stuff is worth, but I'm gonna guess 313. 414 from Canadian. I just want to guess on how much total cash out we've got. Hey, that Taman was a weekly. Oh, wait. Update. That Taman was a region record, so we got 2 region records tonight. Let's take a look at that bad boy. Well, I guess it hasn't refreshed on here yet, but let's see. So it should place within there somewhere. Let's see. What was the size of that one? 6.056. So that's going to put us right there. So we'll be in 3rd place once it refreshes. Very nice. All right, let's see what we've got. 342. So we're about halfway between our 2 guesses there, Canadian. Let's take a look at what was our most valuable. Hey, that was a 32 on that. The Muxum was worth quite a bit. Big broads were good. The Taman was pretty good. So we do have some cheapo broadfish here. I want to chop up the broadfish that are between 500 and non-marker real quick, because let me just do this the smart way. Let's sell. Then let's go ahead and take these off of the sell list. I do need some more pieces of fish. Let's still put it at a 340.69. Yeah, I'll probably be all this week. There may be like one day that I take a break and go do something else if I need to, but we'll see. That's right, Bethany got a region record Taman right here on the telescopic. Nice and easy. Oh, it was nothing. I pulled that sucker right in. The telescopic is the way. I'm getting real close to the mark there for getting the next Falcon rod. Let's go ahead and chop those bad boys into some pieces of fish, though. Yeah, I had no idea what it was at first. I thought it might have been a salmon or something like that, which I guess technically Taman are a salmon species, but I could tell by the size, it was pretty decent. It got me into, it was in the orange, but it was not very far into the orange as far as the tension goes. Put it right in there and got a regional. So we got 2 regional records out here first night. Gotta love it. Just upping my pieces of fish here since I like to keep it above. Ooh, a harvesting bait gain. All right, like to keep it above 50, and I was down to like 47 or something like that. Here we go. All right. Oh, no, I guess we still have a few more. Okay. Unsuccessful. Terrible. Another unsuccessful. Robbed. Oh well. Grab a cucumber here. All right, our nightly scoop. Come on, give us all 3 for good luck. Oh, just 1. Well, at least it was a failure, but this was a pretty good first night out to Tunguska. We got lots of weeklies, 2 regionals, got the Taman, got our 75 telescopic species challenge out of the way. Pretty pleased. We got a good bit of coin too, 340 silver, so can't complain at all. We'll stick out and I'll do some off-camera action out here to scout some other spots, maybe see if I can catch some char or something up here, see what the deal is with this stream, all that good stuff, see what else we can go after. But we'll go ahead and wrap things up here for tonight. Hope everyone has a good rest of their night or a good day for those of you in Europe. Have some good fishing, and I will see you all next time. Take it easy, folks.